So I'm a little delayed, my friends, please do forgive me, but I like to think people are going to do a little bit of I want to go back to the past and talk about John Cena's retirement tour. This video has been in my brain for a while. We are going to rank every single match he did have throughout 2025 and have a look, was the John Cena retirement run good? Was it disappointing, or were there good bits and were there bad bits? It's probably going to be that one, because that's usually what does go down. Thank you for joining me as always though. My name is Simon Miller. If you do enjoy this content, please do hit subscribe. We basically put up a brand new video every single day, and it's Christmas time as well. It's happy Christmas, happy holidays, have a great new year. But yeah, I believe he had 18 matches. Terrified that I've missed one. And here's ranking every single damn one. Now, number 18 shouldn't surprise you if you watch my other content. It is versus Brock Lesnar from Wrestlepalooza. Still makes me laugh. We're going to call it Wrestlepalooza. It just wasn't what I wanted to see. And sometimes that's all wrestling needs to be. It wants to make you feel warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. I didn't like how short it went. I didn't think that Brock Lesnar needed to win. And given what John Cena would now go on to do after this, when you look back in hindsight, it's actually even worse. It also does come down to the Brock Lesnar character, which I now believe needs a little bit of an upgrade. That's not specific to him. That's all professional wrestling. We have now basically been doing this for a decade. But him coming back at SummerSlam, then not being on television, then turning up on Smackdown after John Cena had told us I'm not going to do Smackdown anymore, and then just beating him in 8 minutes. Also, it was just F5, special move, AA. And there was a finisher problem in 2025, or too many people kicked out of finishers on the first time. A lot of these I kind of tied into, do I want to go back and watch it again? And I never want to see this match as long as I live. It's not even that bad. It's just the approach that WWE took. As John Cena said in many an interview afterwards, well, maybe there's a bigger plan for Brock down the line. So he was just doing his job, but I'm a fan. I don't need to worry about ratings. I don't need to worry about match numbers. I don't need to worry about any of that stuff. I just want to be happy. This made me sad. It goes in at number 18, and it gets an F. Now, 17 is actually the Smackdown television match against R-Truth. Now, I love R-Truth, and I'm happy that he got involved with John Cena's retirement tour. I think it would have been a massive error if we hadn't done this. But the reason it goes so damn low with an E is because it ended in disqualification. Now, it's just too many of that happened. That's not a sentence, but that happened too much in WWE throughout 2025. So once again, when I think, do I ever want to go back and watch this thing? I don't. There's nothing to it. And I like the fact that R-Truth was used here in order to fuel John Cena forward. And so many people are like, oh, why did we waste so many matches with R-Truth? Because R-Truth basically kept the John Cena flag flying when John Cena wasn't around. Sometimes I just want WWE and all of pro wrestling to do the simple things. So I did enjoy this. I did take something from it. At the time, I thought it was really great. But yes, when something does end in a schmoz or a no contest or whatever you want to call it, all of a sudden it flutters away because you realize, well, why would I ever go back and watch this? It was there as a means to the end, and I think it only went around about, 6 minutes? I don't think it was very long, but nobody is going to be bringing this up when you do talk about John Cena's retirement tour, so I give it an E and we move on. Now, the other one is actually a Smackdown match as well. It ended in a DQ, and it is indeed when John Cena teamed with Cody Rhodes to take on Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, but it's kind of the same old deal. Now, I don't want to be that guy, but I do think maybe a too few many matches, not really a sentence either, was taken up with Logan Paul. Nothing against Logan Paul. I think he has adapted to professional wrestling in a great way, but there were so many other people that I would have loved John Cena to tangle with more than once, a CM Punk, for example, or even an AJ Styles, and I understand why we did do this, because WWE sees a lot in Logan Paul, and he's only going to get better working with John Cena, especially because John Cena will go out there and listen to the audience and call it in the ring. But this kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. When a tag match ends in a disqualification, you're just like, I do like the hot tag, right? We basically have Cody get his ass kicked until John Cena gets the hot tag and he totally runs wild. But then people are being punched in the penis. Was that this one? John Cena punched so many people in the penis, I forget if people actually punched him in the penis too, and I'm going to stop saying that word now. But it's fine for what it is. But this was, again, to build other matches that were coming up between Cody and Drew and between Cena and Logan. It was nice to see Cody Rhodes and John Cena team up, especially because you see how much Cody Rhodes is enamored with Big Match John. But it's not going to last long in the memory. I actually forgot this happened until I sat down to do my research. What did I give it? I gave it an E. When we get to everybody's favourite match versus Cody Rhodes at Wrestlemania 41, now actually I thought this would be higher, but the good news is when you go through John Cena's other matches, you're like, oh wait, no, that one's better and this one's better, which is a positive thing, and I think this match is perfectly fine. I think it gets too much hate until Travis Scott comes out. That's when it falls down. I love the fact that John Cena's heel moves were just punch, kick, punch, kick. It was just totally different. He took away everything we enjoyed from him, which I thought was truly tremendous. But then, yeah, when Travis Scott takes 42,000 years to get to the ring and Cody has to wait for him, and because the fans thought this was The Rock and then kept expecting The Rock for the rest of the match, which they didn't get, it just popped the balloon. You can feel the atmosphere go out of the stadium. John Cena and Cody Rhodes have now talked about this on Cody Rhodes' podcast. Not their fault. They have to deal with the creative they were given, but it didn't work. And, you know, a match has to be a full recipe. You can't just enjoy the starter but not enjoy the main event. Although John Cena did say this was part A and part B would come at SummerSlam, and he was right. But when you do watch this in a bubble, especially when you know what's coming, it's so difficult because the black entrance and the darkness and the just like, I'm so mad John Cena is totally different for a WrestleMania. But I also think now, given how the heel turn did turn out, you kind of wanted good guy John Cena at one last WrestleMania. I still respect the fact that WWE tried, but it just doesn't work. It's cool that John Cena won that 17th World Championship. Once again, he probably should have won it as a good guy. It does get better when you remember to tie it into SummerSlam as well, but otherwise I gave it a D, which actually I think is quite fair, all things considered, but it also meant it wouldn't have passed. I'm pretty sure C is still a pass. Now, some people may be surprised about this, but number 14 is his match with R-Truth, the first one at Sunday's main event. I think that was the first one. I really like this, right? I really do. It puts a smile on my face because I wanted the one-on-one between R-Truth and John Cena. Once again, it would have been better if they could have been baby faces, but that won't be doing. But it goes about 4 minutes. I think at this stage, given where R-Truth was and given where John Cena was, it was the correct thing to do. So we just got it done. We drew a line under that and we moved on. That is way better than just ignoring it. Like, again, R-Truth have been talking about John Cena being his childhood hero for years. If John Cena's going to go bad guy and you don't address that, I think that's bad wrestling booking. I don't want to say it's a nothing match because that's unfair, but it's kind of just there. But it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's very easy to watch. And I think given what WWE were trying to do, this had to happen, okay? So I'm standing by it. And also, I gave it a C, right? And I think a C means it was okay. It was fine, but it does pass my test. I just think it's okay. 13 moves us to Clash in Paris, where it was indeed Logan Paul versus John Cena. And I said this at the time. I think Logan Paul does a great job in this match, given there is no way that John Cena went to the Performance Center to allow Logan Paul to come up with a match, which is what many of his other ones have been. But I think he listens. I think he is trusting of Cena, for lack of a better term. But this is a good thing. Like, I think it's probably a bit too long when I went to rewatch it again. I don't think I need to see it for a third viewing. But I actually thought it would be higher in this list. But once again, when I started moving stuff around, I was like, oh no, there were definitely ones that I enjoyed more. I understand why this match had to happen, and this would be the one and only I would have done with Logan Paul, so we could have fit other people into other areas. But given where we were, and given what WWE was trying to achieve, and the fact that finally John Cena was a babyface again, there is something nice to this, and I do like it. You can probably tell it's going to get a C. The only sort of asterisk I would put over that is that, yes, I've now watched it twice, once live and once now. I can't imagine when I get a pang to watch a John Cena match is going to be this one, but I do get it from a business point of view, although, as always, I think we should keep our fan hats on at all times. Money in the Bank, of course, where he teamed with Logan Paul, where he was still a heel, talking of John Cena, to take on Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. I quite like this match, mostly because it is when R-Truth returned. And I don't want to say nobody saw that coming, because I think we all lived in hope after the R-Truth controversy, but it filled me with joy. And R-Truth to return in order to screw over John Cena, who kind of took the heat for all of this, I mean, not really, within the terms of the story, allows Jey and Cody to win, and they are a very good tag team, mostly because they get wasted together. At this juncture, you presume that John Cena and Logan Paul were going to lose, but how were we going to do that? I don't know. So there's just a lot of good that comes out the other end of this. Again, I think by this stage we'd all realised it would be nice if John Cena was a babyface again, but that was coming a few months later, was it? A couple of months? I can't remember now. But I thought the R-Truth surprise does make it fun. It gets a massive pop. It was also the right thing to do. What the flub was WWE thinking, getting rid of R-Truth? That was totally dumb. So I've given it a C as well. I think it's a perfectly fine, passable match. It's not really one you need to go back and watch again, but I do I think heel John Cena has kind of found his way here in terms of what he wants to do in a match, but you're still fighting the crowd, right? People just wanted to see it for John, but that's going to be an issue for all of these, so I don't want to overplay that too much. Like, if you know the fans are desperate to see him be a good guy in every single one, it seems silly to sit here and criticize it when we already know. But given where we were and how we sort of came out the other end of this, I quite like it. Obviously, it prolonged the John Cena, Cody Rhodes stuff too. I think a C is fair. Number 11, or the 11th best match I think he had in 2025, is when he teamed with Sheamus and Rey Mysterio to take on Judgment Day on his last ever Raw contest, which is totally crazy. I mean, the Dominic Mysterio IC title stuff was going on as well, so that was nice, especially because Survivor Series was around the corner. But also, Sheamus had been an integral part to John Cena's career. Go back to that tables match, was it? When Sheamus beat him for the WWE title, basically as soon as he debuted. Rey Mysterio needs no introduction. So this, to me, was just what haven't we done, and what loose ends can we wrap up, given that the end of 2025 is looming. It's a house show match, man. But I miss house shows. I loved house shows or live events, whatever you want to call them. They just have fun. There's nothing serious. Finn Balor, JD McDonald, and Dominic Mysterio just bump their asses off for the guy. It's just wonderful, and it's nice, and it's a delight. And given it's the last, I think this is where you go to if you want the warm and fuzzy John Cena ending. The last ever Raw match, he wins. The Sami Zayn one's almost similar, but we'll get to that in just one second. Actually, where have I put that down? I'd probably switch these now I've said about it. That is going to be the next one we're going to talk about. So I'll merge them into one, because both of them just make you go, oh man, nostalgia is the best thing in the world. But this one has a clean win, and you get everyone doing the 5-knuckle shuffles. And as that has come up, organically, do not forget that John Cena made it, 23 years, at least 20 years, and had a masturbation reference as his signature move, and he never had to change it, even when we got to PG. I've given this one a C as well. I'm going to change it now I'm talking about it. It gets a C+. I would go back and watch this all of the time. It may even be a B-, but that ruins the rest of my list. I think I've been unfair on this. I think it's right good. And yes, number 10 is a Smackdown match against Sami Zayn when Sami Zayn kicked off the US title challenge again. There was no way we were going to get a proper winner here, because Sami was never going to beat Cena, and Cena wasn't going to become the US champion. But Brock Lesnar runs in and it's a no contest, which is why I should switch these two. I'm going to do it in real time. I would give the 6-man tag a B+. And I would get, no, what did I say? A B-, whatever. I'd knock it out to a C+ or whatever. This one I just have as a C. The match itself is wonderful, and I love seeing Sami Zayn do this, and John Cena here is just the John Cena you remember, especially if you grew up with him. But the Brock Lesnar ending did annoy me a bit. I was just like, oh man, why is this dominating thing so much? Or at least that's how I felt when I went back and watched it. These two have kind of merged into one. I'm definitely going to give one C+ and one B-. You can just argue about it. But I do prefer that 6-man tag because, again, you get the ending. And now that it is all wrapped up in a nice, neat little package, I kind of want to pick up the ones who are like, oh, John Cena, you were so damn good. You don't get it with the Smackdown match. You go, oh, man, I know what we're going to do at WrestlePalooza. But look, we're on to the top 10 now, so let's not worry about it. Now, number 9 is Cena versus Orton from Backlash. I quite like this. I think it's good, especially, again, if you grew up with John Cena versus Randy. And I've always said this. I don't think the rivalry itself is of the level that WWE wanted to make it out to be. They had some great matches, but what WWE did is they overplayed their hand back in the day. When was it? 2009, 2010? I always get confused. They kept going back to it, and it's like anything. The more you get, the more you invest in it. It's just how your brain works. But you had to do one Randy Orton match, and the build was awesome when after the big WrestleMania win, Randy Orton rises from beneath him and gives him the RKO. You also get R-Truth running in here, which I like as well. It's like, why, John, why would you do this? And he accidentally screws over Randy Orton. It's really fun. The fans are super into it. And even though the heel turn is kind of falling apart here, I still think the fans, maybe because where we are, decide, you know what, Randy, we're going to cheer you. And John, we're going to boo you, because that's essentially what you want us to do, and we're happy to go along to it. So it is absolutely fun. And also, it is the last match between the two. And even though when I think you go back in the day, sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss, they were still the two biggest stars of that era. They're still awesome, and Randy Orton disappeared off television for the half of 2025, so it makes it more interesting. Here I've actually given it a C, and I've totally screwed this up now, but I'm moving it up to a B- because I really did enjoy watching it, and I think this will have legacy attached to it because it's John Cena and Randy Orton. When Randy Orton retires in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, wherever it may be, I think this will stand out even bigger. So I like it. It's worth your time. But once again, yes, if John Cena had been a babyface, it likely would have been better. Now, number 8 massively surprised me because it is the CM Punk match from Night of Champions. Once again, I thought this would be higher, but when I went through the other ones, I was like, no, I prefer these ones in terms of going back to them. It ends a little bit screwy because, of course, everybody runs out. It's like WrestleMania 40 Night 2, and eventually John Cena whams CM Punk low. This is why I would have had CM Punk take the Logan Paul spot, because I would have loved to see one last babyface versus babyface John Cena CM Punk, because that's when they were at their best. Even that 2013 match on Raw, I think it is the long one, when they do the pile driver between Punk and Cena. Punk is a heel, but not really. Like, people are still absolutely like, oh my God, CM Punk, you're such a magnetic wrestler. What a dumb thing to say. Whereas here, John Cena, I want to say he's forcing himself to be the heel. But I think by the time Night of Champions comes around, everybody is desperate to see him be a babyface again. He cuts his own version of the pipe bomb and people are cheering him. They're just like, you know what, we've decided to ignore what WWE is doing. So it does knock it down a peg or two, which is a bit harsh. I'm giving it a B- though, which I think once again has screwed up my rankings, whatever you want to call it. There is a certain importance to this, because I think CM Punk was John Cena's best opponent, or at least up there. Him and AJ Styles would be the two. It doesn't live up to what they did do 10 years before this, but once again, it's 10 years before this. I wasn't massively into the whole, was it Punk Life thing that CM Punk did, but it was a cute idea. It's good. I think it could have been great, and the only reason I say that is because eventually we're going to get to number 3. And number 7 is the Raw match against Dominic Mysterio when John Cena won the Intercontinental title. 1, I love Dominic Mysterio, and man, he doesn't blink during this. It's awesome. And 2, of course, John Cena wins the Intercontinental title to become a Grand Slam champion. The right thing to do. It's fun. It's nice. John Cena is a babyface winning a title, so if you want to pretend this is the Never Seen 17 and just act like you've moved the chess pieces, you absolutely can. The fans giving a massive ovation. And again, it happened randomly on Raw. It gets a B. This is another match I think John Cena fans especially will go back to time and time again. The last big championship he won in WWE to a furious crowd. They're just like, we hate you, Dom, even though we used to like you, but now we love you, John Cena. It's great. Recency bias may be coming into effect here, even though I did go back and watch it. I was still like, oh man, I love this match. And the only reason it gets in 7 for B is because number 6 is when he took Dominic Mysterio on at the Survivor Series, which makes no sense because he lost here. So you think I would sort of rate them the other way around. I mean, they're both getting the same B rating, but I think it's just because, and I am being a nerd here, the usage of the Judgment Day and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez doing their things to John Cena makes me laugh out loud. I'm like, how the hell have we got here? John Cena giving back as best as he can do. And obviously the Liv Morgan return, I think, makes it proper sports entertainment, and Dominic Mysterio sells it because he's just won the lottery. It's kind of weird. You get a additional positive vibe, even though John Cena does losing. I think this one is that we're all staring behind the curtain. You can see what John Cena is doing. He's trying to put everybody over, and that just makes you go, oh my gosh, John, I can't believe it. Even though, yes, back in the day, you can look at stuff on the Nexus when this didn't happen. But again, we're just focusing on 2025. I can't remember what I gave the last one now. Both, basically, I'm going to give this one a B+. I think we're starting to head in that direction now. I'm standing by it, but look at me doubting myself because I'm an idiot. Number 5 is his appearance in the Royal Rumble. We don't need to talk about this a lot. This one gets a B+ as well. It's just the Jey Uso thing, which I understand is controversial now, but I still like it. Get mad at me in the comments and subscribe and do all other stuff. Go to patreon.com/Siren316. Is the Jey Uso thing doesn't work without Cena being in there last. Because I remember being with John Cena, of course he's going to win, not knowing what the future held. So seeing John do his over-the-top facial expression, which is a work of art as far as I'm concerned, and Jey Uso knock him out, not only did it give me that thing that I've always wanted, which was an unexpected winner of the Royal Rumble, which you could then turn into a superstar, which they still did. Whether it lasted or not is up to you. It just works. John Cena coming out there feels massive. It's also the start of this whole thing, so fans are desperate to see him. Some things just need to be simple, man, and it's difficult to obviously just watch what John Cena does here. But as soon as he does come out, it's like, oh my gosh, he's here. What are we going to do? You get to the final 2, the final 3 with Logan Paul as well, which sort of adds a certain jeopardy to it too. I really like it. I think the Royal Rumble overall is pretty good, and I understand now you hate me. Number 4, I thought this would be higher as well, but I tell you, all of these, we're going to the A territory now. This is an A-. Is Cena versus Gunther, of course, his last ever match from Saturday Night's main event. The controversial finish aside, and I love the fact we could talk about that, I think a debate in wrestling is very healthy. I really enjoy this. There is no other match, maybe not in the history of my time watching wrestling, but it's right up there. Top 5, maybe top 10, I had to sit down and think about it. That has, to use my favourite word, the jeopardy this did. I wanted Cena to win. Was he going to win? The sleeper hold has become the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. It goes back and forth. Fans are so desperate for him not to tap out. They chant, don't tap out. I don't even mind the tap out, man. Again, I would have had him win or I would have had him pass out, but I've heard so many arguments to the contrary. I'm like, oh, you're making a good point. And I think that's what any kind of entertainment should do. It should trigger conversation. It should trigger debate. But it is wonderful. And And when you get all the aftermath too, and it is John Cena's last match, the emotion is just flowing over here. So now I have given it a week before I've gone back to it. I actually think the WWE hit a home run. Again, I still would have had John Cena win. I just would have done, because I think wrestling is there to make you happy. But it has turned Gunther into an absolute beast, as long as WWE can capitalize on it. And once again, I just love the fact we could talk about it for so long. And the energy, to use that stupid word, in that room is second to none. It gets an A-. I think it serves John Cena perfectly. Maybe I wouldn't change it, all things considered, because now I look back and I am high on it, especially after seeing John Cena's explanation on Cody Rhodes and that awesome video package that WWE made when he's in the choke and you see his career flash before his eyes. I tell you, man, that got me a bit emotional. I think this is great. Number 3 ties into what we were talking about earlier, and it gets an A- as well. Or is it an A? Let's give it an A, actually. We'll give it a normal A. It's what John Cena did in the Elimination Chamber, because this is when I think you get a piece of that 2013 pie with CM Punk, when they are the last 2 guys in it, and it's the first time they fought in however long. It's awesome. There's a wry smile on both their faces. They wrestle like their lives depending on it, which is kind of crazy because they've been in Elimination Chamber for, 40 minutes before this. But you also get the Seth Rollins stuff. Not only do you get Seth Rollins and John Cena a little bit too, it ties into the finish when, of course, Seth Rollins stomps CM Punk and then John Cena applies the damn hold. And that would tie into the heel turn as well, which at the time was awesome. The rest, absolutely, we can talk about till the cows come home. But I just think this event in general is absolutely awesome. And I love everything that Punk and Cena do at the end of this. So I know it's not like a proper match, but still having Cena in it after he cut that very serious promo after the Royal Rumble as well. I think this holds up. And you could probably argue that it was after this, when all of a sudden you're like, oh no, what have we done? But you don't know that at this point. So even when you do watch it after the fact, there's just something about it. And when you do get to that final 5 minutes when they are just trading pinfalls and submissions, I think it's wonderful. I'm giving it an A. Maybe it's just something about it, man. I absolutely love it. And it goes to show the star power that Cena does have. Seeing him interact with everybody in this, he's going to be missed. Which means there's only 2 left. Which way are we going to go? Well, number 2 is from SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. It gets an A+. It's just a brilliant match. I mean, quite clearly John Cena knows I've gone back babyface for no reason. It's just magic. Oh, you're right, Cody. I'll listen to you. But they go out there, they have an absolute barn burner. They're throwing each other around. John Cena pops up on the damn entranceway with Cody Rhodes in the AA position. They just kick each other's ass. And I guess it's the last hardcore match John Cena ever had. But there's bells and whistles for sure, but who cares about that? The idea of a wrestling match is you watch it, you enjoy it. You also get the passing of the torch moment with Cody Rhodes winning and John Cena crying and actually taking that battle well so we can give it to him, but not in a Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior part of way. It's nice, it's wonderful. It's like the proper true right now. We're going to have 6 months of John Cena being a babyface. It's an awesome SummerSlam main event, and if only it had gone off air after John Cena had passed the belt to Cody Rhodes, I think it would have been even better still, but we've talked about the rest of it. It gets an A+. It's brilliant. It does kind of make the WrestleMania match a bit better too, because you know that 6 months down the line we're going to improve on it massively. And fair play to Cody Rhodes and John Cena to know that. I actually think they went doubly hard here, because like, okay, fans haven't really resonated with that first one, so we'll just smash a home run. Definitely the second best match of John Cena's 2025. And that's because the first, and it goes right into S tier, is AJ Styles versus John Cena from, what the fuck was it from? Was it Crown Jewel? I think so. I got totally confused there. The love letter to pro wrestling. I like this for so many reasons. I called it a delight, and I stand by it. Only John Cena and AJ Styles could have got away with this. The finishes, the homages to TNA, to WWE, to past foes. It has emotion, the Bray Wyatt stuff. No one actually thinks AJ Styles is going to win, but the near falls are still damn well executed. And again, Punk and AJ Styles, I think, are John Cena's 2 best opponents throughout his career. And they just run the gambit back here. And it's awesome to watch. And again, I've now watched it 3 times. This is the 3rd time I'd watched it. And it still makes me laugh out loud. That's what it does. It's so silly. And 2 people that weren't in this position wouldn't be able to get away with it. But that's the classic, this game wouldn't be good if Batman wasn't in it. John Cena and AJ Styles are in it. And they are able to get away with it. Now, I understand if it's not for you. I'm not saying that. You have to approach wrestling in a certain way. I kind of feel like all John Cena matches in 2025 should have been this. Just a good old salute to what had come before. And then you also get the intro card that John Cena wrote for AJ Styles, which is awesome. It's just the emotion. I don't even care that AJ Styles lost, right? I was like, who cares? I don't care who won, and I don't care who lost. It's my favorite match, not only that John Cena did, but I'm not sure if my top 10 matches are out yet, and I think it's coming out this week. Spoiler, it's in that as well, and it's pretty damn high. That's how much I value it. And I think really, if you told me I could only pick one match from the retirement run to watch over and over again, it would be this one, because it's fun, it's entertaining, and it summarizes everything that John Cena was able to be for WWE. And one time, this kind of stuff was like, I don't like it. Then there was a full 180. It's totally brilliant. It gets right into the S tier. It's number 1. Now listen, you are going to have a totally different opinion of this. If you want to drop all 18 matches in order, you're perfectly allowed. I'll go through them and see what you think. Probably some of what I've said is totally nuts, so you better apprehend it right now. Then please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, click the video on the screen to get my thoughts on more recent wrestling stuff. Otherwise, it is patreon.com/Simon316 for my watch-alongs, and thank you to all the support so far. You're awesome. And for all the people that do go to grillermind.com/Simon and use my code Simon, I have now recorded 4 videos today as I try and squeeze everything before the holiday break. There's a Gorilla Mind energy drink right there, and I drink it because it turns on your brain, it turns on your body. Not in that way, not a euphemism. Come follow me on social media, Simon316. Come buy a t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees. Otherwise, come get a holiday cameo at Cameo. Obviously, search for my name. And please do go follow me on TikTok for dumb wrestling videos. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you, John Cena. I think you're awesome. I kind of miss you already because I am a nerd. See you soon.